What's good, YouTube? Cardfight King here, AQUA Life Baby. You already know. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to do this luck and logic thing. I got the Tamaki Urine deck. Jared got the Chloe Maxwell deck. I don't know. Right now, I'm getting really freaking frustrated with this blasted game. The deck. It looks fun. Artwork's amazing. I want to keep trying it out, but I'm getting frustrated. I probably need to play test with somebody. I don't know. I tried playing it last night. I just my brain fried, and then today right now I just can't do it. Anyways, I want to give you guys a quick combo video. I know a lot of people have been asking for that, and so this combo, guys, is going to involve my main man, Commander Thavas. I think I'm gonna call this combo the Siren Storm. I did think about this name for like 40 minutes, so please, you will like this name. But the reason why I'm saying that is because back during regionals, before I changed my deck up, to adding in the extra copies of Adelaide. I was looking at my deck, my stride deck really, and I felt as if I was not getting the maximum value or as much as good enough good value out of Commander Thavas as I generally preach about him. I'm an advocate for a staple of 4 of Commander Thavas's in Aqua Force deck. I mean, I think he's one of the best cards, one of the best cards in our clan, an out to link Joker. He's a utility card. He's a great mid game control card, and he can also act as a finisher if in place of Lambros. If the Lambros play is not looking as optimal, especially more so in the Kagero matchup. But I can talk about that later on. But I mean, Commander Thavas, guys, he creates a lot of battles, and this card, guys, is extremely amazing as not only as a first stride but also as a mid game stride and even a late game stride. And so I really was thinking that my deck was not really synergizing too well with Commander Thavas as it could have been, right before regional. So when I threw the extra Adelaides in and was playtesting around with it a little bit, I was saying like, hey, now my deck is kind of working along with Thavas a bit more, throwing in with Melania and whatnot. I mean, the deck was flowing so much better with Commander Thavas in it now, and Commander Thavas is the first stride mid game, late game. It's just been working out, beautifully. And this guy is one of my favorite strike cards. Probably, he's Lambros is Lamby Bambi Bambi Baby. That's my main man. He's my number one. This guy right now is my number 2, close to number 1. If Lamby's my right hand, this guy's my left hand. So, that's how it is. Um, Okay. So let's get on with this combo video, guys. And shout out to the Gear Chronicle, man. I don't have my Outforce right now. It's at my dad's place, but next stage got reprinted as we saw this morning. Spoilers, so pretty excited about that. I have some awkward obsession with next stage, but that's another video for another day. All right, let's get into the combo. So pretty much the minimum requirements for the combo is to have 2 Cannon Blasts available and 2 Soul. Why this is called Siren Storm is because we're going to make use of my the Bay and the Grade 2 lineup, Battle Siren Adelaide. So what we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to stride into Commander Thavas. Now that we show, got some oatmeal on card. Now that we show Commander Thavas, now, this can be our first stride. Obviously Andre's in the field. Sometimes Andre's going to be on your field for your first or second stride because you may not need to use his ability, but you can use his ability when you need to definitely get those extra attacks off and definitely put some extra pressure, which is why I do like him. I was trying out Milos, but I might try out Milos again, but right now Andre is, to me, just right now the best starter. So you go into Commander Thavas, great. Now what we can do is simple. Call out Adelaide, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, plus 2k and double attack. Then we can call out another Adelaide. Soul Blast 1, Counter Blast 1, plus 2k and double attack. Now, what your opponent is staring at is a 5k block, 10k boost, 15, pretty much total of 15 here, and 2 5ks here, 10 here. That's 2 cards out their hand here, or 2 damage. That's 2 cards out their hand here, 2 damage. And also your strike card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 attacks. 5 attacks right there, guys, by itself. And so pretty much what I would do is I'll move the one that's not boosted to the back row, use Commander Thavas' ability, obviously, and get 5k here. Now, this combo does have a high risk, a high reward play, and a low risk, low risk but higher reward type of play. And this all comes with your attack pattern, your attack pattern. So what I mean by that is that what you can do is you can swing with Commander Thavas first, right? And this would mean that you're going to rely on your drive checks versus your opponent's damage checks. Because this card's already at 16k with back row attack. So if your opponent hits one trigger, this card can still hit and poke for 2 5k shields. Right now it's poking for 2 10ks, but now this card can, but if he hits a trigger, it pokes for 2 5ks. Now you're relying on your drive check. Now let's say if your drive check is, kind of dry, like this one, and your opponent does damage a trigger, then that pretty much kind of cancels out this card right here from an initial first poke, restand, then 10k poke. You can do a 10k poke for a 5k shield, and then restand, and then attack a rear guard. Then you have 2 16k pokes here. Now you can do that. Or you can do something, or you can do something else. That's more of the high risk. That's what I'm saying about the high risk, is that if when it's just going to plainly come down to, are you going to check in triggers? If you do happen to hit a trigger per se, you would probably want to give power and crit whatever to Adelaide, or just give power to this Adelaide, because this one's already swinging for 16. This one's swinging for 11. This one's going to do a poke first, restand, and then hit for a stronger attack. Where this one's going to do 2 16k swings. Now, if so that's pretty much depending on trigger placement. That's up to you as a fighter. Where to place your triggers. You can also do it a different way, where you can go first 11, a nice guaranteed hit 11, restand, and then you can attack with your Vanguard, because now they're staring at a 16 column here and a 16 column with double attack here. And whether they take it or not, let's say you drive check, let's say you do drive check a trigger or whatever, you can stack the triggers here, because this is going to be swinging for 21k twice now, and you'll just swing a nice 16k here, and if they did hit a trigger, then that's 5k block whatever here, but then they still have to drop 2 10ks to block her at 21, because she would be at 16, because the Vanguard would be at 16. So again, the reason why I like this combo so much, and what happened was in regionals, was that I dropped this on my opponent and he was at 3 damage. I did the higher risk play of attacking with Commander Thavas first into his I think it was his Kaiser, and he no guarded it, and I did check a double critical, but the thing was that he had 4 cards in his hand to guard with at 3 damage. 1 crit, and he did in 1 crit. I would have put crit power here or something like that. So with 4 cards in his hand, I would have forced him to drop 1 card, restand, 2 cards, 1 card, restand, 2 cards. I would have emptied out his hand, and if he was planning on break riding or something next turn, either that, I don't know how much shield he had in his hand, but he would have had to had at least. He would have had to at least not had a grade 3 in his hand in order to block the rest of these attacks with hitting a trigger on damage. If he hit 2 triggers and he did go to 21, then this would be the only column that really could hit. This column would not really would not have been able, I would have just been smacking at his grade 3 rear guards. But that's pretty much what I'm trying to say is that this combo can definitely work, and is kind of high risk, high reward, depending on how you plan out your attack patterns, and also as a player, what you choose to attack with first and where you apply your triggers. But this combo can definitely force out a ton of guard from your opponent's hand, put on a ton of pressure on your opponent's damage, And I really like this combo. Now then, obviously at the end of the turn, and also it can, you're gonna proc the GB3 ability and or well, you're gonna proc his stride ability and or the GB3 ability if you're on GB3. If not, just proc his ability. But what Commander Thavas does is that he allows a back row attack in here there. Now, here's the thing. We could have done this on Tidal Bore. Yes, and a lot of you saying we could have done this on Tidal Bore. We call this here with you can call this here with call this here attack for 9. Attack for 9 at something, kill it, intercept, attack here, and then you can do the same things. Or if you had like another counterblast available to you, you could call out a Stacia, for instance, or a Melania, for instance, and now you have the option of, well, where do I want to apply a trigger? I can go, one there, restand, attack here, and then give triggers here, attack, counterblast 1, draw, and then you still have 16, 16, and then 16, for instance, or something like that. Again, Commander Thavas can definitely create a lot of things. And again, by putting a unit in the back row, which is probably the most important thing that you guys need to take from this, is that by putting a unit in the back row, especially if you're on regular Thavas, prevents your opponent from being able to attack it in the front. Now, I understand that she does become a 9k vanilla at the end of the turn. So, her ability can't be used anymore. But what this means is that they can't snipe this card out. They're not going to be able to hit her, right? Unless, obviously it's an effect to hit her. Not going to hit her. And they can hit her, so you can use her as an intercept. But then your following turn, when you strike and whatnot, you can move her up and she'll be an attack. She can, now she'll already be an attacker on your board. So you don't need to expend too much hand to, to go forth. And then you can also, if you have counterblast available, you can counterblast 1, put into the soul, but do that. Like if you go into Lambros, give the ability to Adelaide, attack a rear guard. Then when you use Lambros, then when you use Lamby Bambi to restand this Adelaide that you put Andre on, now she'll be at 21k. Now she'll be at 19,000, but she'll have double attack. It'll be a bit weaker than it was. 19 10k shield, restand +2, and then 21. But again, you can return her to her original self, kind of, with Andre in a way. So that's just one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about one of my, favorite combos with Commander Thavas. And again, if you're at, if you're sitting there at GB3, for example, this, any unit attacking on the 4th battle or whatever it is a double kill for Thavas, because both of his abilities will proc. So, you're definitely going to get a lot of value out of this card. And there are a bunch of other cards in this deck that work with him as well. Like if you're stuck on Skiros, for example. If you're stuck on Skiros, you can go into Commander Thavas and still drop double Adelaide on them. That's, again, that's 2 attacks from 1 card that they have to guard or take. And any triggers applied to them is going to make it harder. Plus, Commander Thavas gives the extra 5k to something, so it's already one of those cards where they need to, be prepared to guard for, 10k or higher. So yeah, that's the combo video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope I explained it well enough for you to understand. I'll be doing, I guess, more of these later on. I just have, there's a lot of them. Again, with these combo videos, guys, what you got to understand is that there are a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different situations. Your opponent can be playing Bermudas. They can go at GB2, Leona, hand in hand Leona, bounce 1 back, call 1 behind Loris. Loris, GB2 ability activates. She goes into Harmony. She's at 16k. They hit a trigger on damage. They're at 21. It kind of gets, different things can affect this combo and whatnot. And what you guys have to understand is that there is no perfect scenario. Ow! There is no perfect scenarios. When I do these things, I'm just showing you guys something that, you can achieve during the game if the situation is correct. Otherwise, you have to adapt to the situation and play with what you're given, and assess the field, assess the situation, because trying to get all these combos out, trying to go for this one big play all the time, more likely than not, it's not going to happen. I mean, unless it's something super consistent in a way like Timely Gear Chronicles, mellow into Urwater, time leap that with Phoenix, and time leap that with Phoenix, and grab an extra card from Urwater, go back into Mellum, attack, go back into Urwater, then attack with History Maker if you get a History Maker on the board, or with TikTok Worker, and time leap that, go into Urwater. I mean, there are sometimes the combos, if you're able to superior call out, you can get these off. But since we don't have the ability to superior call really, we got to work with what we have right now. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in another one. Peace.